Dementia residents can learn from their past memories and past mistakes if they have realisation of their mistakes and they have the will and the wish to want to change. I was working with one lady and she was very bright, very social, but she had a very sharp, barbed wit, and she realised it. And she used to say, I know I shouldn't be mean, but I just can't help it. But in time, she began to realise that she needed to make an effort and change, mainly because she had a lovely friend who was very pleasant, polite and lovely to all the ladies and was never sarcastic or, acerbic. And her other male friend was also pleasant to everyone, and she felt herself she needed to make an effort to change. And she did. She turned the tables, increased her tolerance levels, was more pleasant to others, and managed to completely adjust her personality because she realised that she needed to change. She wanted to change, and she was inspired by others, her female friend and her male friend, to do so. Now, it's not that it was easy for her. She actually made quite a lot of effort for this because, she probably took her, I'd say, about 4 or 5 months to be able to turn. I mean, she said to me on a number of occasions, I really am trying hard. I'm trying hard to be nice. I'm trying hard not to be sarcastic. And I could see her sort of biting her lip and withdrawing and holding herself back when it would have been easy to have said something. And she had the encouragement from her friend, her female friend, who sat with her all day long, also a former school teacher, who was always pleasant, considerate and nice. And she was inspired by this, and also her male friend, who was particularly good to all the distressed women and disabled people in the unit. So she could observe this, and because of that, she felt that she needed to make more of an effort herself, and did, and turned the tables on her behaviour. But she was also a big reader, so she had that to occupy her mind and her intellect, so she had that focus and concentration all day because she was always reading something, whatever it was. She had her walker loaded with books and magazines and articles, newspaper articles. So because she kept herself busy with thinking and reading and talking and activities, etc., that makes it a lot easier to be able to make an effort for whatever mission you're on, because you haven't got a lot of negative waste thoughts going on because you're busy and occupied. Now, so this was a successful turnaround in terms of learning from past mistakes, changing one's behaviour. I did have 2 other examples which didn't work out as well, but it's just good to have the contrast. One woman, she was a nice lady actually. She had a really good sense of humour, quite funny. She liked, slapstick humour, I have to say, which I wasn't really into, but with her I needed to be a bit like that to be able to get the conversation going. And she was good value and fun, but she did have an aggressive streak. And she'd sort of, pushed people, and, she was into slapping and hitting people or pushing people, which is a terrible thing, but it does happen in dementia units. When she was first at the unit, she would say, look, I know I shouldn't be hitting the person or pushing the person, but I just can't help it because they're doing this and they're doing that and they're annoying me. So in other words, she was aware she was doing it, but she was also aware that she shouldn't be doing it, and it was the wrong thing to do. She didn't go as far as saying, I'm trying not to, though. She didn't go that far. But what happened was she only had the awareness that she shouldn't be doing it. She wasn't yet making the effort to change her behaviour. But what happened was that her son went overseas, her main support. He was a good support, never to be seen again. I don't know where these sons go off overseas, seems to be mostly Australia, and they just don't come back, and he didn't come back. And she just escalated through the roof. Her anger and aggression was really terrible. And so, yeah, she certainly didn't change her behaviour or learn from her mistakes. Now, there was another woman who was a lovely person, excellent personality, amiable, intelligent, lovely, on a day-to-day level. But she did have this streak. I don't know if she had this before dementia or not, before coming into the dementia unit or not. I don't know whether she had this aggressive streak, but certainly when she felt misunderstood, she could really lash out. And she made enormous efforts though. She said, look, I'm trying hard. I know I should calm down. I need to be able to, you know, make more of an effort. I'm doing the best I can. She, you know, help me. I need this training. I need this positive thinking. I want the positive thinking cards. I need to be able to work on myself. Confidence is important. Effort, self-control, the works. She worked on everything. And it was going really well, actually. She was controlling that, you know, aggro side of her personality. She was able to find her room well. She was pleasant to the other residents. It was all going well. The tables had turned for a time. But then same story. The son went overseas. He disappeared from the planet, so to speak, in her eyes. And once he left, that vital support was gone, and she just couldn't bear it. She said, my support's gone. I needed his help. I haven't got it now. I can't cope and I can't manage. So she just could not do it without his support. And so she really became very aggressive and had to be transferred onto another facility, as the other woman did too. But the one that kept to her reading and was inspired by her two friends, the male and female friend, and changed her behaviour. Mind you, she wasn't aggressive. She was just barbed wit. But she became a more pleasant person, and others warmed to her as a result. So it can be done. Behaviour can be changed, but there needs to be realisation. There needs to be support, and there needs to be the wish and will to do it. All of that needs to be in place. So if the support is removed, no, one can't do it without support. So I've written about these topics at length, the resident's voice and the resident's rise, both from a dementia unit, both on Amazon, and my website description below. So thank you for your comments and your likes and supports. Please subscribe and pass on the links. Thank you.